my gosh.
What?
Here.
I gotta sit down first. Can I sit down?
No, you can't sit down.
Get my phone.
You know, I don't told you to sit down.
Get my phone.
What's up, y'all? What's good? This is the Shanti Lamar TV show. We in the building. We back. And once again, we thank you all for supporting us. We look forward to telling y'all some great things coming forward. But we got a great topic today. Baby, tell them what we're talking about today.
Today we're gonna talk about having couple friends.
And that's also dealing with the goals of a relationship.
Relationship goals.
Mm.
So I kind of just wanted to bring this topic up because lately it seemed like me and you have been increasing on our friends, and not only just like friends but like couple friends. Like it just seems like we keep getting more couple friends and more couple friends. So I feel like let's talk about how that's like changed our relationship, you know. So how do you feel having couple friends affect our relationship?
Man, it's awesome. I heard a wise person said, when you have a friendship with someone that's married or in a relationship or engaged with someone, it helps keep you out of bad situations.
Oh Lord.
You know, so it's a good thing, because if I have, you know, her best friend, you know, married to my friend, and they thinking positive. So if I go out, I won't be in a bad situation where I'm with a single person, and they may be in good, you know, good situation, but you know, I won't have attempt to do anything wrong. Yeah, I won't have attempt to do anything wrong.
So are you saying that when you have a couple friends that do, when you have single friends that do single stuff, and you hang out with them, you feel like you're more tempted to do single stuff? Yeah,
because in a way, you gotta think about it. You know why a lot of people say, a wise person told me that if you have a couple friend, and you gotta think about it, just think about it. If I go on a date, you know, with a double date with you and your group of friends, which is a couple, and it makes sense where y'all get to relate. Like I can relate with you, you know, because I can relate with the other couple because we in a relationship, me and you, we engage and they engage. You know, we can talk about things that engaged people deal with from day-to-day basis, right? But if you think about a single person gonna have his mind with, dang, that girl fine right there. You know what I'm saying? It'll tempt that person that's engaged to like, dang, you know, in that situation, like, oh man, like, let me check that out, you know. And you gotta realize you got that ring on your finger. You gotta keep that ring on your finger. You gotta stay focused because you got something that means something. You gotta keep that bond. You gotta keep that relationship strong. But what I'm saying with the point I'm making is, if you focus on people if you focus tighten your circle with people that's engaged or in a relationship or in marriage, it helps make it different because you can feel comfortable. And you won't put yourself in a situation where you do something wrong. You know, it really makes sense to me. And I'm not against, you know, having a single friend. I do have friend guys that's not engaged or not married and just you know, on their own right now. But I'm not against it. But it helps keep a distraction when you have a couple that's actually into each other and they can tell you you know, what's going on in life, and they can motivate you. Because what I'm dealing with may not be helpful to me if I don't know how to handle it if I take it to a single person. And then again, it could be helpful because the single person dealt with it, you know. But if that single person dealt with some of that issue, and they may like say something negative, and they may say, hey, well, I feel like you should drop it, you know what I'm saying, move on. But a couple that's in a relationship, they're like, man, I dealt with that. but I learned how to fight constructively. Instead of quitting, I just learned how to fight constructively. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a big difference because someone single might say, man, girl, look at that man, he ain't about nothing, you know? Or, you know, some single women will tell you that, you know?
But look, I'm in a relationship and one of my friends said something. No, okay, I'm lying. Maybe if I was younger and when I was younger and I was in a relationship and one of my friends said, you know, my man been doing this and that. I'm like, leave him. But like now that I've been in, you know, a long-term relationship like this one, I think more about the actual situation that, you know, they're in, and I put more thought into it because you can't just leave a relationship if you actually care about them, unless it's like something like really like terrible going on. But yeah.
But I mean, even it's terrible because, you know, if something terrible going on, and we dealt with something terrible in our relationship, but God blessed us with people in our lives to help us understand what it's like to be in a relationship and what it's like to love someone, what it's like to be engaged, what it's like to actually be, you know, that one and only, you know, together instead of being two. You have to realize you are one now. And if we want from people that's been in relationships in our life, we wouldn't understand that. You know, some single people out here may not be in a relationship. Some people may not be engaged. Some people may not be married. They may just have their own life going on. And their life, living a single life, they may feel like it's comfortable to do, get up and just leave, or comfortable just to let it go and move forward. But like she said, you know, to me, I wouldn't give that advice saying, hey, you need to leave. I'll say try to push through it, you know. You know, you have some single friends will say, try to push through it. You know, it's gonna get better, you know. But if you get to the point where you end up hurting that person, leave, you know. But you also got some, you know, couples that understand what's going on because they've been through it themselves, and they'll help you find a way to get through it.
Yeah. And speaking of how having couple friends affect our relationship, like they also sometimes they bring us new ideas and like new activities to do. Like sometimes when we have game nights with them, like that's not something like I used to do with, you know, in the past. So I'm just saying that's true. But like now, like
we used to watch movies, watch TV.
Yeah.
But when we start playing games with our friends, we
start doing like, you know, fun stuff, and like we talk about all these kinds of things, and like just be open about, you know, a lot of stuff, and
we even,
it just feels good.
We even, you know, start doing a devotion as a couple, you know, and this year doing a devotion, it actually helped grow us, you know, it helped grow us, you know. And when you hear what you know, couples as friends talk about, it help grow them. It gives you advance of life, how to move forward, and how to grow, and how to take the tools that they deal with and use them for better growth for you and your relationship.
Because you know, everybody needs advice about certain things because the next person might have went through the same thing, and sometimes me and him don't know how to handle a situation, and we get stuck. And like if we talk to one of our couple friends, they'll give us some advice on, you know, like, hey, think about this, think about that, because, you know, they're in it too. So yeah,
that's true, you know. And like I said, nothing against single friends. They have great advice. We have
a few single friends and they're wonderful. So it's not like a couples versus single friends.
It's just something different. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of single friends, you know, we have a great family member. She helped us along the way as well, because she went through some things and she taught us how to get over that hump.
You know who you are.
And it just, because of her, she is part of our growth a lot, a long way. But as far as, going through life, couples have been actually helping us grow, We see what they deal with. We actually not only just friends, but like family members just married, mentors is married, They made a difference in our life where we like, dang, one day I want to be like them. I want to look back and like, what? Dang, if they can do it, I can do it. They can do 50 years, I can do 50 years. Plus.
And honestly, if I have to be honest, talking to certain single friends that just don't get it, like they'll end up telling you the wrong thing sometimes because they don't know. And since they don't have like that experience like in their own life, they might not be like the right people to go to for certain advice. So that's why I don't necessarily ask for advice from single friends unless I know that they've been through, relationships and they got like a good mind on them. I usually go to my couple friends because they know and they get it.
Yeah, that's totally true. And nobody knows a woman like another woman that's engaged or married.
Yeah.
Not only that, even a guy, he'll tell you like, man, sometimes you just gotta let it be. You gotta let it be. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it be. You gotta move on. Sometimes you gotta let it win. And that's true. Nothing against the woman, but sometimes you gotta let her speak up. Speak up.
So when it comes to asking for advice or trying to, vent to, another couple, what do you think is too much to say? Because I do feel like sometimes, sometimes we don't, like, as a couple, you don't need to tell all your business to everybody. Like, some things you do need to keep, sacred.
I mean, some stuff,
Like, and does it matter, like, what type of level they on to?
I feel like in order to tell them something that's very deep, you gotta be real close to them. They gotta be that real friend, group of friends, couple friend that you actually real close to. And they have to have that, certain wisdom that touch. You have to see that on them, and not only just that, but that special anointing that, you can see God is on them, And we have that couple in our life, that have that on them. And when you go to them about that type of stuff, you have to know that they probably went through something, And if they went through something and they had been married before or divorced before, they know what the feeling is, and now they're trying to become better and start a better life now with someone that's special. They're the ones you can go to because they know what happened in the past and what they can fix going forward. So they won't deal with the same issue or the same mistake. And so it's never too much. It's just about who you choose, and who you feel safe with, who you feel comfortable with, because it can be your mom and dad. And they may be married and be together for 60 years plus, and you can go to them and they can give you the best advice. Even it can be grandma or granddad. They can be your best friend. She may see something different in her marriage, from when she first got married to now, or even when she was first engaged. And she can tell you how she dealt with situations to keep her husband in her life. And so it's never too much. You just gotta be able to trust them. And if you feel confidence, you feel like you can trust, you can move forward, sharing what's going on in your life. Because we all have that one person, but it's best to go to someone that's known to the fact that they know what you're dealing with and they can give you advice on it and you feel comfortable. And if you're comfortable, there you go. And that's even with a single person. You know, we may not have that many single, you know, friends, but they have to go, you have to make sure, okay, well, because we pretty much know our single friends either been engaged, been married before, you know, they may know some points. But if you want to for sure answer, there's nothing wrong going to a couple that you know, you know, because they'll give you for sure. They know they going through some problem now, but they got over it. You know, they probably went over something, you know, dealt with something last year, but they got over it, you know. And they can probably take that advice from the situation and give it to us to say, hey, look, I dealt with this situation. But today, I'm a changed person. We're one now, and we stronger than we ever been before. And if we take that from that couple that dealt with something, we can be a powerful couple.
Give me a kiss. So, I sort of disagree with you.
Okay.
I do. I think like our couple friends, we can trust. I think
we can trust.
The ones that we have now, we can trust with like anything, I believe. Yeah,
we can. And I remember I go, I'm not saying we can't trust. I'm just saying to anyone that feel like, dang, well, when I go to my couple friends, and you know, you do have some couple friends, you may not feel comfortable telling so much detail. It may get to the point where it puts you at risk, you know. But it just at the point where it's up to you if you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You can trust. You know, I don't want none of our couple friends feel like we can't trust them. I feel like we can trust.
And that's what you were saying, but I'm kind of disagreeing.
I just want to make sure, you know.
What I'm disagreeing with you is that I think that to a certain extent, when you kind of explain your like what's going on in your relationship to somebody else, you could probably like say the general idea,
but not say too much.
Yeah. Of what's going on, but like when you start like, I think it gets sticky when you start saying like all the specifics.
Well, when I say, I'm not saying all your specifics, but like, because you're gonna have to get to the T. So you can get the truth. And
I mean, us girls, I don't know about how you males, you guy friends, you and your guy friends talk, but us girls, we like to tell it all. So
that is telling it all. You're being comfortable.
But I don't always do that.
I mean,
because sometimes I have to watch myself. Like, yeah, I'm comfortable with you, and I'm sure they feel the same way. But like, I'm not gonna tell you every single thing.
Not every single thing, but I'm talking about the thing that mostly you dealing with.
Yeah.
That's not saying you giving the full story. Every detail happened, but what is the one thing you know you dealt with, and you can't figure out how you can make it better? That's just not the everything. That's the particular thing you can trust and feel comfortable digging deep and say, hey, I need help.
That's when it's too much, man.
I mean, it may be too much, but sometimes in order to get the help you need,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
you might have to dig deep. That's how I feel. I'm just saying, like, it can be a
those people are rare. Honestly,
I mean, they may be rare. Tell
me how y'all feel about that situation in the comments.
I'm just saying, if I got a best friend, I know I'm dealing with an issue, and I really know I'm dealing with it, and he is married, and we are friends. My relationship and my woman is, you know, close friends with him and his wife. I feel like if I can go to him and I know and I can trust him, and I got something that personally I can't understand with my woman, I feel like I can tell him straight to the T what I'm dealing with, because he might know how to get out the situation to make it a better.
So you feel like that person right there like won't judge, you know?
Yeah, he won't judge. He will help, because that's a real friend. He will help you become a better man, a better woman. No, you know, or she will help you become a better man, a better woman in this situation, because that's the friend that you know for fact he is married, and they dealt with something. And sometimes you don't have to get straight to the T, but you get straight to the T, you just throwing it out there like, hey, I'm dealing with the situation, but I don't know how to handle it. How can I handle it? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, well, I dealt with this, kind of deep, issue. And what I did is I learned how, instead of arguing, I learned how to just sometimes crack a joke or laugh it off to move forward.
Yeah.
And to you, it may be a lot of information saying you got to arguing with your woman, y'all got so frustrated at each other. But you never know. That incident may seem like it's big, but it may be little. Because he probably or she probably dealt with it. And you say, man, sometimes you gotta laugh it off. You gotta just, just knock your chip out your shoulder and move forward in life. Sometimes you gotta let it be. You gotta let it be. Hashtag let it be. Sometimes you just gotta, cut through it. And cause she may irritate you or he may irritate you, and and that may be the information and advice that your couple friend may give you and say, hey, sometimes you gotta move forward. Because you gotta think what's important that matter to you. And then number one thing that's important to you would be your relationship and your family.
Yeah.
And, the love you have for them to keep everything strong.
I know my couple friends, they really do give some really good advice. So like I'm not really an advice giver. I'm a good listener though. But I got some friends who like really, I don't think they ever told me like, hey, you need to leave Lamar.
Oh, that's a good thing.
They told
that's
me,
a good thing.
That I need to, calm down and, work it out and this and that. So I applaud y'all.
Thank y'all for being great friends. Man, there's Royals you say come and get her. You gonna go get her, mama?
I'll get my baby. Oh.
I think she alright. She just said, I'm up. She said, I'm up. And we thank you.
Wait.
Royalty said, bring me into the video. What's up? Hey, it's okay. Alright, guys, we out this thing. Thank you for tuning in to Ashanti Lamar TV. We love you. Talk to you again. And once again, happy holidays.